Welcome to Bangladesh, where the population grows faster than your home Wi-Fi speed. Despite covering only 147,570 kilometers, this country is home to over 170 million people, making it the eighth most populous nation in the world. While Bangladesh boasts a billion-dollar garment industry, it also has some customs that might make you blink a few times to double-check. Like mothers and daughters sharing the same husband. Is this real or just a wild rumor? And with such a massive population, what challenges is this country facing? Hit that subscribe button and join me as we find out. 1. Multi-billion-dollar garment empire. If you're wearing a shirt from H&M, Zara, Uniqlo, or even a pair of jeans from Levi's, chances are it was made in Bangladesh. It's no exaggeration to say that this country is the world's garment factory, second only to China. Every year, Bangladesh's textile industry generates over $45 billion, accounting for around 80% of the country's total exports, a staggering figure. But behind these impressive numbers lies a less glamorous reality. More than 4 million workers, mostly women from rural areas, toil in garment factories. Their wages range from $75 to $100 per month, sometimes even less than the price of a jacket from the very brands they sew for. Working conditions? Far from ideal. The collapse of the Rana Plaza building in 2013, which killed over 1,100 people, exposed the dark side of the industry and shocked the world. Still, Bangladesh's garment sector hasn't just stood still. More than 180 green certified factories have been established. New technologies are being introduced, and stricter safety regulations have been enforced. However, challenges remain. Poor infrastructure, fierce competition from Vietnam, China, and India, and most critically, a heavy dependence on major markets like the US and Europe. After COVID-19, orders surged, bringing hope for recovery. But political turmoil has added to the uncertainty. In July 2024, massive student protests forced Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to resign after 15 years in power. Numerous garment factories shut down, millions of workers lost their jobs, and the industry has yet to fully recover. 2. Mother and daughter share the same husband. There are many strange customs in the world. But the custom of mother and daughter sharing a husband in the Mandi tribe in Bangladesh is still shocking. According to custom, when a widow wants to remarry, she must choose a younger man who is related to her previous husband. But on one condition, the widow must accept that her daughter will become the second wife to take over her husband's duties, including having sex when she grows up. Sharing your man with another person is not easy, especially with your own child. A young girl named Orola Dalbot shared that her mother did not give up tricks with her own daughter to get close to her husband. Orola recalled that her mother repeatedly put some herbs in her food to make her vomit so that Noten would be afraid that she and her mother would have more opportunities to sleep with her husband. This fierce competition to win over the man's affection has shattered the bond between many mothers and daughters within the tribe. Yet the Mandi believe this custom has its benefits. Since widowed mothers are often too old to bear children, daughters continue the family bloodline with the same husband. Sharing a spouse also means splitting household duties, with the mother in charge while the daughter protects family assets and inherits power later. They see only the advantages, ignoring how strange this custom is. What do you think about this custom? Please comment below. 3. 9 months of struggle, a lifetime of independence. Before gaining independence, Bangladesh was part of British India. Following India's partition in 1947, the subcontinent was split based on religious lines, leading to the creation of India, predominantly Hindu, and Pakistan, primarily Muslim. Pakistan itself was divided into 2 separate wings: West Pakistan, modern-day Pakistan, and East Pakistan, present-day Bangladesh, separated by over 1,600 kilometers of Indian territory. Tensions quickly escalated. East Pakistan had the larger population but was politically and economically sidelined. When the West Pakistani government attempted to impose Urdu over Bengali, protests erupted, culminating in the language movement of 1952. By 1971, East Pakistan demanded autonomy under the leadership of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. In response, the West Pakistani government launched a brutal crackdown, triggering a 9-month war and forcing millions to flee to India. Eventually, with India's support, Bangladesh emerged victorious on December 16, 1971, proving that resilience and determination could carve out a nation against all odds. 4. Legal prostitution. Bangladesh, a country with a traditional culture and deep Islamic influence, has a heartbreaking social paradox. The prostitution industry is legal in certain areas. Red light districts such as Daulatia and Tangail, located in the southwest of the country, are home to thousands of women who work in this industry. Despite legal recognition, the lives of those in the industry are without any real rights or protections. Here, the customers are mainly Bangladeshi men, with a strange standard. They prefer women with a full figure. As a result, many girls are forced to use Oradexin, a growth stimulant originally intended for livestock, to gain weight quickly. The scary thing is that they are aware that the drug can cause kidney failure, osteoporosis, obesity, and even death with long-term use. But there is no other choice. The tragedy of many girls begins when they are 12 to 14 years old, forced into this job with the promise of a better life. Once they enter, they lose all freedom, working under the strict control of the madams until they pay off their debt. But the harsh truth is that the debt seems to never end. Each time they serve a customer, they only receive about 0.6 USD, and even if they serve up to 20 customers a day, the money they earn cannot help them leave this place. Life in the red light district is no different from a vicious cycle of injustice. These brothels have no real security, only men with wooden sticks to maintain order. And every noon, when other streets are quiet, the brothels are more crowded than ever. However, amid the darkness, there are also rays of hope. In 2020, Hamida Begum, a prostitute in Daulatia, became the first sex worker in the area to receive a formal funeral. While previously other sex workers were often abandoned when they died, with their bodies thrown into rivers or buried in mud, Hamida's funeral was attended by more than 200 people, with 400 people attending the prayer service. This was an important milestone, showing that society is gradually changing its perspective on people who were once considered invisible. 5. The world's cheapest hotel, a $0.35 stay you might regret. Have you ever imagined that for just $0.35, about 31 taka, you could rent a place to sleep for the night? It sounds like a joke, but it's absolutely real in Bangladesh. However, this unbelievably cheap price comes with living conditions that might make you think twice. The world's cheapest hotel isn't actually a proper building, but a floating hostel on the river, made from abandoned boats on the Buriganga. Sounds romantic? Well, in reality, there's nothing chill about it. Damp hallways, the stench of the river, unbearable heat, and rooms so cramped that a deep breath might wake up your neighbor. This is what awaits those staying here. Each room accommodates 15 to 20 people, but there are no beds, no air conditioning, and if you're lucky, you might find a tiny corner to curl up on the hard wooden floor. The space is so tight that you could literally sleep while hugging the person next to you. Even after 60 years in operation, this hotel has seen little to no improvement in its facilities. Even the so-called luxury room, which costs $5, around $550 taka, only offers a tiny private compartment, no bed, no private bathroom, and definitely no internet. So, would you dare to spend a night here to experience life as a struggling laborer, or is just looking at the pictures enough to make you retreat strategically? 6. Cox's Bazar, the longest beach in the world. When thinking of the longest beaches in the world, you might immediately picture Australia or the Maldives. But guess what? The title actually belongs to Bangladesh with Cox's Bazar, a stunning stretch of golden sand that extends over 120 kilometers along the Indian Ocean. What makes it truly special is that it remains unbroken, without being interrupted by rivers or bays, creating a breathtaking natural marvel. Located in southeastern Bangladesh, Cox's Bazar is not only a source of pride for the locals, but also a top tourist destination attracting visitors from around the world. The tourism industry here is booming, with numerous hotels, resorts, and exciting activities like surfing, kayaking, paragliding, and ecotourism. However, unlike many crowded and commercialized beaches, Cox's Bazar still retains its raw, untouched beauty. Surrounded by lush green hills, tropical forests, and peaceful fishing villages, this beach is a perfect getaway for nature lovers and adventure seekers. And if you thought Bangladesh was only about bustling cities and vast plains, Cox's Bazar will definitely change your perspective. 7. Naga morich, tiny chili with a deadly kick. For those unaccustomed to spicy food, Bangladeshi cuisine can feel like a trial by fire. And if there's one chili that reigns supreme in the heat department, it's Naga morich, the king of spicy in Bangladesh. This little pepper may look unassuming with its wrinkled skin and bright red or orange hue, but don't be fooled. A single bite packs an explosive punch, with its heat level reaching up to 1 million Scoville heat units, SHU. Enough to bring tears to the eyes of even the most seasoned spice lovers. A close cousin of the infamous bhut jolokia, ghost pepper, Naga morich is not just about pure fire. It also carries a distinctive fruity and slightly floral aroma, making it a prized ingredient in Bangladeshi kitchens. You'll find it crushed into curries, mixed into biryanis, or blended into spicy chutneys that leave a lasting impression. Beyond its flavor-enhancing properties, locals swear by its health benefits, stimulating digestion, boosting circulation, and even helping the body cool down in Bangladesh's humid climate. So if you ever find yourself in Bangladesh, brace yourself and take a bite, if you dare. 8. Floating schools, education in the river. With its low-lying terrain and over 80% of its land at risk of annual flooding, Bangladesh faces significant challenges in maintaining a traditional education system. To address this issue, local organizations have developed floating classrooms, boats converted into mobile schools. This model is especially popular in areas like Barisal, Sylhet, and Rangpur. Every morning, students and teachers step onto the boat, which drifts along the river as lessons take place right on the water. Although space is limited, the boats are equipped with basic desks, blackboards, and even small generators on some to facilitate teaching. A floating classroom typically accommodates 25 to 35 students, who not only study subjects like math, literature, and science, but also receive practical training in skills such as rowing, farming in wetland areas, and filtering clean water from the river. Environmental awareness and climate adaptation lessons are also essential, as Bangladesh is one of the countries most affected by rising sea levels and natural disasters. These floating schools are more than just classrooms. They are lifelines of knowledge, resilience, and hope for the children of Bangladesh. That's a wrap on today's deep dive into the incredible land of Bangladesh. From the world's longest unbroken sea beach to the hidden realities behind its billion-dollar textile industry, this country is a blend of breathtaking beauty, resilience, and untold stories. What surprised you the most in today's journey? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you had a great time exploring with me, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with a fellow adventurer.